Hey guys, this is Nandini. Today we are going to have a look at 8 basic opening principles you must learn and follow, especially if you're a beginner. A huge blunder beginners make these days is immediately jump into opening theory, start memorizing moves and variations to play in their games. Now they don't really understand to why those moves are being played, and that is what affects them negatively later on. Of course, they may get instant, immediate results at the beginning, but later on they tend to stagnate at that level and find it difficult to improve. If you do not want that to happen to you, then first learn opening principles, and this is the perfect video for you. And yes, after opening principles, you can always learn opening theory after you reach a certain level. But basically, let's get to the topic. What are openings? Is basically the stage of the game where you have to get out your pieces in the right way, place your pieces at the right squares. And that is what this video is going to teach you. The first opening principle is center control. We should always try to control the center with our pawns and our pieces. Now, why do we need to do it? It's because if we do control the center, we may eventually get control of the game, and that is what we require to win the game. Now, I see a lot of beginners make this error of playing moves like a4, h4, and moving their pieces and pawns along the flanks of the board, which is completely wrong, of course. So instead, you should try to play moves like e4. You control the e4 square and the d5 square. You play d4, you control the d4 square as well as the e5 square. Now, let me just get back to the basics of the center. These are the four central squares, and you should try to keep your pawns in pieces at least close to the center, if not in the center. Which takes us to the second point, and that is develop your pieces towards the center and, of course, with a purpose. So, I've already shown a pawn move, for example. We play the pawn move here. Now, how do we develop our pieces towards the center? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you an outline, a picture of how you could develop your pieces. So, we could play moves like knight here, knight c3, then we have bishop c4. So basically, if you just notice, we have castled our king. So what we're doing over here is we are keeping all our pieces towards the center. This knight controls these squares. This knight controls these squares. The bishop controls this square. Now again, you notice that we are controlling all these central squares with all our pawns and pieces. Which takes us to now point number 3, and that is develop your minor pieces first. So if you did notice, I did get out the minor pieces first. Now, what are minor pieces? Minor pieces consist of the bishops and the knights. We should always develop the minor pieces first and then get on with the heavier pieces. So you saw that I did play the move knight f3, knight c3, bishop c4. So this is what I did, got the minor pieces out first. And yes, another thing, if you are a complete beginner, then try to develop your knights out first and then the bishops. But if you're not that complete a beginner, then it's fine. You can definitely go out with the bishop first. And now again, the reason to why we develop the minor pieces out is very simple. If at the start position you notice that we have a knight and bishop on the board, and block between the king and the rook, I mean the two pieces are actually blocking. So if we can get those pieces off the board, then we come on to point number 4, and that is castle. ASAP, that is castle, as soon as possible. And if we can develop the minor pieces out, only then can we castle and get on with our king to be safe over here after castling. So two reasons of castling. First of all, king safety, of course, our king safe. But there's a second reason to why castling is very important. And the second reason is, if you notice before castling, this rook is sitting so alone and lonely over here in the corner, all depressed. Now, to make him happy, for him to join the gang in the attack, of course, teamwork always helps. The rook joins the party and is really happy with a happy face. Now, this takes us to the next point. We develop our minor pieces, we control the center, we castle our king. But there's one thing you should not do is do not take out your queen too early in the opening. And that is, for example, over here, yes, you can continue with d3, bishop e3, queen d2. This is the correct way to develop your pieces. By the way, this is just a picture of how you could develop. I have not made moves for the black player. However, black plays in reply to your moves, you have to develop your pieces accordingly to that. So this is just an outline. Keep that in mind. So about the queen development, let's say, for example, you should not make moves like let's make a move for black rather over here. Sorry. Yes, there you go. E5. And let's say we play a move like queen h5. Now, this is a bad move. You're getting your queen out early in the opening, and it's more prone to attack and could be captured. And you want to keep your queen safe because it is the strongest piece in the game and you don't want it to be attacked or captured. Now, for example, you play the queen out there. What really can happen? Of course, I know this is attacking the pawn for the timing. Let's say black defends the pawn. And of course, I know there's a scholar's mate, fool's mate with all this, but if black defends properly from all that, then the white queen is going to be in trouble. So let's just make a move for white, a random move. Now what happens is black can develop the knight, attack the queen. Let's say again you come in here, again you move the queen, and he can push the pawn, and again he attacks your queen. Now this is not what you want. Not only do you lose a lot of moves with your queen, but your queen is under constant pressure and trouble, and you have to keep saving the queen, and you lose a lot of moves, something you do not want. So please do not move out your queen out early in the opening, of course, unless you want to castle queenside. Let me show you what queenside castling is. I know all of y'all know what castling is. So let's just assume that you want to castle queenside. We'll make some random moves for both the players, shall we? And let's say you want to castle queenside. I'm just going to make some random moves. The moves are not really important here. I'm just trying to show you how to get the pieces out. So let's say you play the move queen d2 over here. This is completely fine because you want to go queenside castling. Earlier in the example, I showed you about kingside castling, but it's always preferred as a beginner just to go kingside castling because your king is safe as soon as possible. And that is what you want. Develop the bishop, develop the knight, and castle as soon as possible. Now, considering that we saw that we can develop our pieces, let's go back to just the white moves. I think this is easier to explain this way. And now comes after the queen development, what really happens is you have to connect your rooks. So basically, generally what happens is once we develop the queen, our rooks can say hello to each other. And this is called connecting the rooks, which is very important because if you manage to get this kind of position, then you know that, okay, I have a decent position because my rooks have helloed each other. And after that, you can see how to continue. And now we have done with the basic development, but there are two other points which I really have to point out to because beginners usually make this mistake again and again in their games, and that is to not move the same piece twice in the opening. For example, I see a lot of beginners make moves like, okay, knight here, and then they'll just play knight here, and randomly move the knight again and again, again and again, and the same piece is moving again and again, and that is totally wrong. Now let's go on to the next point, and that is another thing that I notice a lot of beginners do, and that is making too many pawn moves in the opening. So point number 8 is do not make too many pawn moves in the opening, of course, unless necessary. Also for the previous point, it was the same. Unless necessary, do not move the same piece again and again. Anyway, getting back to point number 8, I see a lot of beginners do this actually a lot of times. They play this move and then they will play this move. They will play this move. They'll get the rook out. Again, this does not follow any of the opening principles that we followed till now. No center control, moving the same piece again and again, um, moving on the flank of the board, moving pawns, making too many pawn moves. So if you manage to not do these things, you'll definitely have a decent position. So I've given you 8 points to sum up with. Do you have any more opening principles in mind? You can write them down in the comment section below. Let's just summarize all the points very quickly. Point number 1, control the center. Point number 2, develop your pieces towards the center. Point number 3, develop your minor pieces first. Point number 4, castle as soon as possible. Point number 5, do not get your queen out too early in the opening. Point number 6, connect your rooks Point number 7, do not move the same piece more than once in the opening unless necessary. Point number 8, do not make too many pawn moves in the opening unless necessary. So these are the 8 simple basic principles. And if you guys did find any value from this video, then please give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you in the next video with another very interesting video. Bye-bye.